Aster versus Thunder Predator series before, and that's like something like a Dragonite. If he's playing that Dragonite, you can't completely sack him. It's not a hero that does too well when completely left alone if they're able to zone him. If they're not able to zone him, sure, leave him, rotate mid, minute 4, minute 6, every single rune. But if they are able, perhaps stick there with him until he builds power threads, 2 bracers, until he's able to actually contribute.
And talking about heroes, we have the draft in front of us, and one hero that I still wanted to mention, I don't think we're going to see it in the first 2 picks for either team, but Aster is, I believe, the only team that has played as many games of Queen of Pain as anybody else. Like, they're the only one finding the strength in that hero.
And White Album has looked amazing on it.
Yeah.
He's looking like a new kind of emerging superstar mid player in some of these games, particularly on the Queen of Pain. And if you see Thunder Predator go for something like that Death Prophet, especially if it's a core Death Prophet, that's where suddenly the Queen of Pain can look really good.
And look, Team Aster, they switched up their bans completely from the first best of 2 because they were banning out Void Spirit +1. Meanwhile, DP, even Void Spirit DP 1 game, Void Spirit plus Tusk the other, they adjusted their bans completely. Meanwhile, Thunder Predator did not. They banned out the same exact duo, IO plus Monkey King. And you can see Team Aster instantly taking advantage of that with the Death Prophet opening. Now, Thunder Predator, will they follow up with, let's say, Phoenix Mars, or Phoenix alone, or Mars alone?
Or are they going to get one of the 4s? They're going to go for that. Yeah, I was about to say Tusk or Spirit. Generally, one of those 2 is what you want to get here, unless you're going for one of those Mars Phoenix type combos.
Yeah, and you can see this. That they play really well with these 4s that are very bulky and able, like you said, Earth Spirit, Tusk. There's throughout all the series that I watched them play. You can time them. Minute 4, check that rune, gank mid, maybe a little bit earlier, and they play really well around them.
They're a team that seems to always be watching the clock, like bounty runes, power runes, particularly because they play around Leo style. I feel like their game plan is very much to usually get MNZ some kind of Battle Fury carry hero, whether it's the Troll, the Jug,
even the
Ursa, Lifestealer. He's going Battle Fury carries, or he's going like a Radiance Wraith King type carry. And then in order to allow him to have the space, it's Leo style who they want to have running around, making plays, grabbing runes, and ganking the side lanes.
Win rate dire 70% on Timbersaw. It is a first pick Timbersaw, but one big thing that I see here is you've already snatched the Death Prophet away. And so far in the games in which Timbersaw struggled, he was playing against that Prophet. So
if they want to have any answer to that Timbersaw, this is the time where they need to pick it. They got, of course, 1 pick for Thunder Predator before heading into that second ban phase, where I'm sure Aster will remove any kind of threat to the Timbersaw.
And the biggest threat is usually the Monkey King, which they banned out themselves in the first phase. So that was, I think, really clever, because I actually think Thunder Predator, they play a lot of Timbersaw. I think they wanted to second pick it, because usually Timber is picked up when you have second pick, and you second pick it, you ban it. So Aster basically get 1 step ahead of Thunder Predator and take it for themselves.
Yeah, you can see that they are very well prepared coming from that 1 day off and from the banning stage, the first 2 bans. You can already see that they're trying to switch things up. Like you said, Monkey King banned out versus the Timbersaw instantly with Ursa. Put that bear in the trash can. You don't want to have him playing against the Timbersaw in the laning stage. But a really good pick also from Thunder Predator that we haven't talked about, Pangolier. Like,
does that consider to be a counter for the Timber? No, right?
No.
I mean, it's a good hero, don't get me wrong, but
I just value Pango very, very highly. That's pretty much how I feel about the hero. There's a reason why Old 11, when he's playing that Pango, he outdoes what he usually does on his offlane, and he is a star performer. But on Pango, even he's on a different level, so they ban out the Bloodseeker.
I feel like Frank is going to play Pango, like, maybe more the way we saw Ice Storm, where he's getting those like team items as needed.
Maybe.
Yeah, depending what the game calls for. I don't think Frank is going to be trying to go for that more scaling damage farming build.
Pango has been picked close to 30 games with the 65% win rate, doing pretty well. And Thunder Predator themselves, every time Frank has played it, they've won every single game. 3 times, that is.
Above him, probably Puck, Void Spirit, Mars, perhaps Phoenix, DP.
Yeah.
But Pango is definitely up there. And you can see these 2 teams right now, how they're approaching the second banning stage is, let's just cover the picks that we have and then move on from there, because Ursa and Batrider both to cover up the Timbersaw in the lane because you don't even want the Bat versus DP lane. And on the side of Thunder Predator, they banned out the Bloodseeker. The question is, will they ban out something like a Grimstroke as well? Because they might think that this is a 5 DP.
Yeah, I'm curious to see where Thunder Predator end up because those Timbersaw answers just not really in the pool. If anything, it's going to have to come from the mid lane. I don't think they're going to be able to get a favorable lane matchup for MNZ into the Timbersaw. You've got a Tusk tag team is not bad, but they're going to have to get some like heavy burst damage coming out of their mid lane, which, you know, they or like Cats, like the Storm Spirit type hero could be very much what Leo style wants.
Yep.
The respect on the White Album Queen of Pain has been shown.
So you can see that they're not convinced that that Prophet will be a core.
Yeah.
We've seen her quite a bit on the support team.
Yeah, for Aster actually, this is going to be the third time they picked it, and it's been support once and it's been mid once, and they lost both games.
Yeah.
So it's something maybe that they practiced a little bit more yesterday.
Hopefully.
I hope for them.
Yeah. White Album overall maybe didn't play that much DP in the CM DPC because usually they let it go through and then they counter it with an SF or a Zeus or something similar that really crushes her in the laning stage. But he can play it definitely quite well as well.
Do you think that Thunder Predator should consider banning out the Phoenix? We've seen Mad that being one of his more comfortable heroes, and it's still in the pool.
I don't know if it's a must ban here because Aster haven't got that team fight around it right
True,
now.
yeah.
Like it's not looking like a Phoenix draft for Aster. With that said, they're very comfortable. I think they are lacking lockdown. So if anything, I think Aster need to either get some control and lockdown from whatever their core pick is or from their forward position. You know, the Shadow Shaman, the Lions have looked good. So if they're picking Phoenix, they need a way to protect the egg. They need some control because
it feels better on TP, right? On Thunder Predator.
Yeah,
it feels better on them. Like, if they take this Phoenix, you suddenly have Pango, Tusk, a lot of control or a lot of chaos happening around that egg. These two heroes on Team Master really do not hit it as well. So if you value the hero, you could, but I'm not so convinced that they do quite a lot at least.
Yeah, usually Moose is playing more, basically playing the roamers. He's playing, like, he may even be the one playing the Tusk here, just because that's kind of the Thunder Predator style where Moose is incredibly active, loves to roam around the map, find kills, secure runes, and basically give Leo style a good game rather than Frank. They often sacrifice Frank's game for Leo style.
And the Jug banned out.
And they'll pick up the Phoenix themselves.
Yeah, that's pretty much why the Jug banned, right?
Yeah, I wonder if they are going to be having Moose play the Tusk then, as mentioned, and then putting this onto MJZ, or if they're going to actually...
It's very flexible, right? I think it's nice to have a tag team plus Pango on the offlane as well. It's very strong. Also, tag team comes in handy versus Timbersaw. In the laning stage, it's one of those things that can take him down.
So far, every time Thunder Predator has picked Phoenix or Tusk, and they have done both of them twice, it has been MJZ on the Phoenix, and it has been Moose on the Tusk. So that is probably going to be repeated here.
It also makes way more sense. Oh, Windranger.
Wow.
All right. Yeah, they do have some of these. You know what I really like about Thunder Predator? They're not afraid of picking some of these heroes that are a little bit out of the box, right? Not complete meta heroes.
Was it Vici Gaming that played like Windranger twice?
There was another team.
I think it was one team has 2 Windranger games. I think
Vici
it was
played it at least once.
Yeah, then they have played it twice. Yes.
Yep.
Don't know how they did though.
This is, I mean, an interesting pick. I feel like they are going to be looking to play around this Windranger a lot. Yep. They've got this Tusk, the focus fire with the tag team, a lot of damage.
Yep. Troll makes quite a lot of sense for Team Aster, as a lot of these cores have, well, not really too many position ones have been banned out actually in this game. Monkey King and Jug pretty much on Thunder Predator. Bloodseeker, if you consider it that, yeah, sure. But Troll has been considered top 3, top 2 carries in Chinese region, so...
We saw LGD just first 2 pick at both their games.
Yeah, and they crushed it too. Windranger, by the way, just got the information. Vici and PSG LGD both picked it once, and it has a 100% win rate.
Nice.
There you go.
Yeah.
Looks pretty solid.
It's very much a confidence pick. There we go.
Love it.
Really picked.
Ban rate after that game that they won. Someone bans it and that's it.
It reminds me a lot of what IG did when they're picking TA, because Thunder Predator is also a team who plays TA. They're just going to pick their mid laners, their heroes, rather than just, you know, go with what the meta says is the right mid.
I respect that quite a lot. I think it's the right way to approach the gameplay, especially now when you're sitting next to each other and you're staring each other down from one booth to another, and you're like, my Wind Ranger is gonna own you. Yeah, I like it. I actually saw the Wind Ranger in DPC EU as well. I believe it was Alliance with Alchemist in the offlane and Wind Ranger's mid.
It had okay showing. I wouldn't say it was the reason for people to win. I would say maybe sometimes it was the reason for some people to lose.
Okay. I love the Abaddon ban, by the way, from Thunder Predator. After yesterday, maybe, you know, of course, it's Lanham. He literally brought this hero back from the dead. Like, he was the only one that was playing it for a couple of weeks, so.
Are we then still expecting a Lanham hero? Because, I mean, Lion, yeah, Matt can play that easily. Death Prophet is still an option for Lanham as well. And I guess the question is, what is White Album playing? Is it the DP or is it not yet picked?
Yeah, they don't know as well. As you can see, they're banning out Invoker and Abaddon. They can't really tell for sure. I wouldn't mind the DP position 5, but it can be a little bit problematic versus Tusk and Pango. You can die on that lane. However, Troll makes it so much easier, no matter what your 5 is. The Whirling Axes versus Tag Team are extremely good.
How does Wind Ranger do against DP mid?
Not a matchup that I've seen recently way too many times. But
in the past, it's been fine for both, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, from what I've seen.
Nobody should die, and they both should get at least some decent farm out of the lane.
You have Siphon on the Wind Ranger. She can Wind Run away. Later on, you do have a lot of burst damage from the Wind Ranger. So if there is some sort of rotation, and it's DP5, never mind. Scratch all of that back.
Insta-pick, anti-mage. They saw this storm coming. AM has looked a little rough for a lot of this tournament. Thunder Predator have won a game with it, I believe, at least once.
Yep. Versus Alliance, so we don't really know what the benchmark there is.
We don't count games.
Or we do know now.
They do have AoE Silence versus him. They have Lion as well with a lot of catch. Troll doesn't match up that badly overall versus AM too. They needed the hard carry and they needed something that's decent versus Storm too. My eyes are really on White Album and the Storm Spirit. If he does well, he can just dominate this game because AM will not find a way to join these fights.
Yeah, and if those other lanes do well, AM can't carry this game alone. That's generally been the case with the AM games. Even when AM manages to get free farm, if the other lanes are falling apart, AM suddenly like, well, yeah, I counter this Storm, but there's also these other farmed heroes to deal with. So
it's been 50-50 so far for White Album. 1 win, 1 loss. This will be his 3rd game of the tournament on the Storm. Lizard, is it Storm or Wind Ranger time?
2 wins on Thunder Predator. That's definitely true, but I really like how they adjusted their draft on Team Aster, and I like what they picked. I'm going to risk it for the first game. I'm going Team Aster, despite the results.
Okay.
I will play it safe. I guess it sounds like play it safe. I'm going to go with Thunder Predator. I don't think Anti-Mage is safe by any means, but I think it is against a lot of cores that matches up well against. Other than the Troll, you're against Timber, you're against Storm, and I think their supports are going to give AM a good game.
I will join you in your prediction for Thunder Predator. They have shown great performance in the group stages. Yes, yesterday wasn't too great, but I believe that they are a team that can bounce back and make a deep run through the lower bracket. But it all starts here for Vici Gaming as well. How is this first game going to play itself out? We're going to find out together with Black and MLP.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We are into our first game of this BO3 between Thunder Predator and the side of Team Aster. And it is, of course, MLP, Dota, and Black. Looks like we have an immediate 5-man smoke out from Thunder Predator into the mid lane, so we might have to just wait to see how you're doing. But the smoke has broken. White Album.
Storm has been caught out. No upper venom though, so they can't catch up.
How are you doing, Black?
It's decent. I just hydrated a little bit with about 500 milliliters of water. Perhaps I'll take another half liter in later. But scratch that. Another attempt possibly here for a little skirmish.
Yeah,
it's going to be a 4v5 though.
Still can skill up the tag team. They're trying to wrap around. LAN needs to be very cautious, but Moose could not break the gap. Aster is still holding their ground. They really want this bounty rune. 10 seconds to go for it. Thunder Predator looks like they're going to be the ones to back out. They'll leave it be. That'll be that. No first blood yet.
And Anti-Mage is predicting the lane correctly, or rather Thunder Predator is, because AM really wants to be matched up against the Timbersaw. He wants to avoid Troll at all costs, so that lane swap is not going to do anything for Aster here. Thunder Predator still getting the lanes that they wanted to originally.
That's why I'm very glad you're here, Black, because you are the anti-mage expert. Now, I wanted to ask you straight away, is this a good anti-mage game for Thunder Predator?
It's not the easiest AM game I've ever seen. Lion is really good against AM once he gets his blink. Storm, you know, it can go either way. If you get a fast Orchid, then AM can be in trouble. And this Troll AM matchup also is absolutely horrendous for AM. So they picked it as a counter to Storm, but this is not an easy AM game, like at all.
Fair enough. I mean, it was a very confident pick in the draft. They pretty much insta-picked it at the end. So Thunder Predator, they still seem very confident with it.
The thing is,
see how it
AM
does
doesn't
work out.
actually lane that well against Timber, so we can already see him here struggling quite a bit, below half health. And it's not going to get easier. As the levels in reactive armor get higher, and he gets his Orb of Corrosion, AM is going to struggle in this lane.
That he is. You're already seeing it, like you said. Bot lane. It's like Frank ended up getting a little bit low there. There was an Earth Spike out by Mad. Of course, he's got Monet on the Troll with Moose on the Tusk. And I wonder with this bottom lane, in fact, hold that thought, because top lane, Phoenix is going to drop very, very low, but not quite enough to die.
Yeah, it's a
Barely
Fairy Fire
surviving
meta.
JC.
Everybody and their mom have a Fairy Fire this patch. Oh, going in
may
again
not
though.
matter though. Nice chains in from XXS. He secures the first blood for Aster. That was pretty much a max range chain after that level 1 chain, and it was very nice. XXS, very calculated.
Yeah, it's a perfect start for him, using all his mana as well, so he can't get mana. How do you even say mana broken? Wind Ranger, a little bit of trouble here, but still has Wind Run.
It's gonna be all right. He'll turn around onto White Album.
Be careful here.
Another attack out. White Album gonna keep going. The T1 tower, not gonna be enough. Eventually they'll get the kill, but White Album definitely getting the much better end of the trade. Leo, very
Definitely.
confident to run back in like that.
Yeah, Leo still did not expect the double overload attack here, but it's not the worst ever. Like, he still gets the goal from the kill at least, and he will be able to just play the lane fine. It's not like he just got a solo kill and nothing happened. At least it wasn't trade.
Certainly. In that mid matchup as well, like, do you give the advantage to the Wind Ranger, or do you think White Album should have the advantage on this Storm?
Hold that thought real quick. Tag team coming
Yeah.
out. Snowball, easy kill.
Down Mad.
Regarding the matchup, Storm Spirit generally dominates Wind Ranger come mid-game. Laning phase is a little rough for him sometimes, but as soon as you're 6, you can't die at all. Phoenix, low
This
again.
top lane is this top lane's really rough. I mean, you've said it many times, but Minos is not. He's farming, but they are losing a lot of HP and going through a lot of regen to be able to sustain themselves in this lane. It really is not getting any easier. It's just
only
seemingly
gonna get
getting
harder.
much worse.
Yep, for sure. And the Storm pick, you know, even though there's a counter by AM, he is completely free otherwise. And we have
Mid
seen
lane,
Storms
White Album. Oh, he's gonna turn around. He's
Very
salving
close.
up. He might survive this. Leo, Snowball, Chad, Moose is gonna try and save the day. White Album will go down. Oh,
Yep.
Moose. Just classic
Nice
Moose
rotation
task.
here. Yeah. Otherwise, he would have died there on the Wind Ranger, and it's a solo kill for the Storm. And this is really
That-
who they need to shut down, because he's the guy that's gonna make all the moves with a fast Orchid. He's the guy Wind Ranger is afraid of, because you're itemizing into Maelstrom most of the time, into BKB, but the Orchid timing is much sooner than your BKB is. So that's why Wind Ranger is always having a tough time against Storm. These kills certainly help with that.
Very important. Being said, Leo is going to run all the way back to the fountain. Moose will take over the mid lane for a bit. Still looking at that top lane. XXS is having a great old time with the Timber, and bot lane, Earth Spike. It's going to fly out onto Frank. Frank, hexed up as well, not looking too healthy, and may drop. If they have the damage, they should. He'll eat another
Kumar.
Fairy Fire and will get out. Frank, he'll survive. Aster, unwilling to dive the tier 1.
I'm telling you, man, the Fairy Fire meta. Everybody's juking the last couple of hits with that. And it's been paying off so many times throughout this whole DPC.
Now Moose comes in. Gonna find over that 5-minute bounty rune, but here comes Frank with the swashbuckle. Now the shards out, just blocking the way. Matt will at least deny it off. He will get the deny, gets the hex out. He's gonna go for a run, but Moose does have the snowball to make sure he secures the kill. Be able to pick one up.
Yeah, denying the bounty rune here because he didn't expect to get the hex off. Just came off cooldown. Better be safe than sorry. Because if Tusk gets both bounty runes, it's like completely a terrible trade for them. AM top, still free farming, sort of. Well, not really free farming. Let's say farming. He's doing okay for himself.
Yeah, considering the circumstances. XXS, he's completely out of mana. They're going to try and get a bit of damage out. Not going to be
Just
too
not
much,
happening.
of course, reactive armor. A little bit too much armor on this Timber, but I suppose as long as XXS doesn't have mana available freely, it's going to be a little bit safer in this lane.
Yeah, that's why people consider AM to be quite decent against Timbersaw, simply because Timber can't really be the aggressor in the lane. Until he gets a Soul Ring, of course, which he now has, so he has to be a little bit careful on AM.
Mid lane, Leo.
Storm
And moves again, setting up a White Album. He's still not, well, he actually is level 6. He was just out of mana.
Not even, he was just completely locked down with a shackle shot and then a snowball. Maybe he was farming a camp, I couldn't exactly see what happened, but unusual to die with the level 6 up against this combination.
Now bot lane moves, great rotation again right onto Monet. He is not level 6 yet. He'll get the Whirling Axes out, a great shards. It's not going to be enough. Frank not going to follow up, and now the zip in. White Album zipping from way long away, and they will get the kill. Swashbuckle not enough, but now the shackles Leo. He will rotate and make sure they get a great trade out. White Album will run, but he's got mana. He can do it the lazy way and just zip away. They got the troll
And a
though.
scrap way. Well, okay, interesting chain here. Maybe he thought he was level 25 there for a second.
Yeah,
But yeah,
maybe.
the pressure on AM is really mounting here. Like he's feeling the pain right now. He's still having a decent game though, so his Battlefield timing shouldn't be too late. But again, fast Orchid on Storm could be very problematic. However, he has been quite shut down on their Storm Spirit, so that's good news for them.
XXS trying to get aggressive. Mad is around. He'll just drain some mana. Or even bring the DP back up. Lanham, he's going to join in, but well, Minos, he just seems fine. He's got the blink up. He could just blink at any moment. A lot of rotations to try and secure an AM kill, and now they get the silence on the Phoenix, but well, MJZ, he's just going to walk away.
Yeah, he's still got a big stick as well. So he's got to be careful there. A lot of counterplay potential.
A lot of wasted time here for Aster at that top lane.
Yeah, but you can just see this AM is not comfortable at all. He's always sitting at half health, and he can't harass the Timbersaw at all. He's always at full health on the Timbersaw. He'll probably need a rotation from the Wind Ranger soon. With that Javelin Focus Fire, we'll definitely be able to bring down the Timbersaw.
Again, Minos going to be chased a little bit. Chakram's out. He'll just blink away. Can't lock him down. He's actually just taunting them.
Yeah, well, if you can't farm it, he's going to cause some mental damage.
Yeah. Whether or not, just have a bit of a dance to that top lane. Now there's a bit of a group up. Thunder Predator,
Yeah,
they've got
three
three
heroes
heroes
top.
up there. 4 now with the TP in.
He has Rolling Thunder.
Snowball. Mad, gonna be targeted. Shards off the mark. Moves. Still gonna chase him down. He does have the tag team. He might actually reach him as well. Mad is gonna be able to get away, but now the swashbuckle and rolling gonna be cancelled.
Nice Impale.
Very nice stun. Moves is out of there. Back down to the bot lane.
Yeah, just wants to soak XP, get level 6. With +1, they could potentially be able to kill this troll, but they will need the Wind Ranger, who is so far being quite passive. Like he's kind of just chilling in mid lane farming. And he has BKB queued up right now.
You say passive. He has got 4 kills.
Sure, but that was mostly because people rotated onto his lane.
That's fair.
I really would like to see him rotate to the Timbersaw and kill him with the potentially... we have to see if he's gonna assemble the Maelstrom or not. Probably will. Because he had a BKB queued up. Maybe it was just another debate for me.
Right, Album, gotta be careful. 10-minute rune, not gonna spawn down bot, but he is gonna zip in onto the Pango, but a nice snowball again. Moose saving the day onto the Storm. They won't have the lockdown, and instead it's onto Mad. Mad is
Easy
gonna
kill
be
on the line there. It was
easy.
a very good snowball, dodging the impale on 2 heroes, resulting in a pretty free line kill. And Wind Ranger? Nope. It's not a debate. He's actually going BKB. The Javelin has been locked. No Maelstrom for him.
That makes enough sense though, right? Because the Javelin gives you enough bonus damage. The BKB is going to make it so nobody can really kill you. It seems to make enough sense here for Leo style.
Yeah, it's mostly because of what I said before, that the Storm with Orchid really just kills you if you don't have this BKB. So it makes a lot of sense. I like this item build quite a bit. It doesn't let you scale as well, but at least you're going to be safe. Because in the end, it's still your AM that you want to protect the mix space for.
That mid lane, Frank, he just goes in for a casual swash. Under P, looking pretty happy to just spend some time farming, and Aster, of course, are going to pretty much replicate the same. I mean, Monet is nowhere near the Battle Fury yet either, so you want to spend that time on the troll. Just make sure you get that farm up.
Both carries actually quite under-farmed here. The big winner so far is really the Wind Ranger, sitting at 6k net worth. Doing very well for himself. Storm, struggling quite a bit.
Mid lane again.
Rolling Thunder!
Rolling Thunder indeed. Thank you for that, Mr. Black. I do love your sound effects. The mid tier 1.
Yeah, it's another free tier 1 tower. I say another. The first free tier 1 tower for the Wind Ranger as well. He's coming very close to his BKB here. Only needs 800 gold for that. After that, they pretty much only have exorcism that goes through it.
It's going to be a very tough scenario for the side of Aster. Once that timing is up for Leo, and he found a DD rune to bird. This is going to be very painful now. Leo, anytime he wants with that DD rune, he's going to be able to just find a pick off, maybe even 2. Once he gets the lockdown. It's a matter of who he wants to go for.
Yeah, it's a lot of damage coming out from his Wind Ranger. Can he still kill the Timber Saw is the question, though. With that hood, it's not going to be an easy task.
lane.
Diving the Phoenix here, but he has Egg.
Not an easy kill for XXS. Now rotations are there. Frank swashing Lan M, shackles out, doesn't really latch, but they get the kill instantly. Leo, unstoppable now as they go for more, but a great Earth Spike there from Mad. White Album right onto the Pango. They will get rid of Frank into Moose. They want the tusk, but a great chance to block the way. Now XXS,
Focus
he's
fire.
gone too far. Focus fire out, the shackle's gonna lock him down.
All that
XXS
damage.
needs some help, but they've got the control. Leo, he's 7-1-1 now. This Wind Ranger looking very scary.
Yeah, BKB up in just 100 gold. That tag team focus fire combination way too strong, coupled with the Javelin. Too much damage coming out, and now AM getting all the space in the world. Almost up to his Battle Fury. But of course, Troll is very close to his own as well.
Thing is though, as the Troll, you can't really keep up with the AM, right? AM with that inbuilt mobility could just blink around the map, split pushing lanes, farming neutral camps. The Troll, it does farm fast with the Battle Fury, but obviously not as fast as this anti-mage.
It's going to be tough, yeah. But the thing is, just how the matchup works, you need to be one item ahead of the Troll as anti-mage, because otherwise you're not going to fight him like ever. If you ever get rooted, you're just pretty much dead. And it's just inherently a pretty damn bad matchup for an anti-mage, unfortunately.
Now that is fair.
And this
Like you said,
Pangoli is
Monet.
actually really far behind the net worth. It's only at 3.5k, same net worth as a Tusk pretty much.
Yeah, Frank's had a tough game so far. So,
Snowball, very deep.
towards the north, Moose. Theo gonna move in, shards out. They really enjoy going after Mad. Mad this time is gonna be able to get himself out.
Nice career pickoff.
Indeed.
Just one swipe is all it takes. Chopping some onions.
All that. Minos now just gonna keep farming up, and Battle Fury is there. Yasha gonna be farmed up now. You look at Monet, still trying to get that Battle Fury up himself. Almost has it. It's getting close enough. Bot lane. They're going to start the push. Rolling Thunder, though, has been committed by Apango Frank.
Fallen
Go
trouble in
right
the
after
back line.
LAN M and force him away from the tier 1. But on the left side, they've started another team fight. The Egg going to come out in time. White Album, he's going to try and focus it down, but moves. He's in to try and protect. It's not going to be enough. They'll get another 2 down so far from Thunder Predators. Leo Style now going to be targeted.
Big
but
Mana
the
Void.
Mana Void out. The damage from Minos kills off White Album. They do still get Leo Style. LAN M, he's the one on a triple.
Yeah, the plus 5 DP, we've seen it time and time again. It's not a hero that you can just kill easily, and this Exorcism is just dealing so much damage. Out of all heroes in the team fight, DP actually dealt the most damage from the Dire side. Like, how silly is that, coming out from your plus 5? And that's exactly why DP is being picked first phase pretty much every game, or banned. Ridiculous amount of damage output.
It is rather silly, I do agree. It's pretty ridiculous. Top lane, Frank, he a wraparound. Mad. Aiming for the Hex. Frank trying to juke this one out with the fog. Isn't going to get
That's the
away.
finger.
Earth Spike is there, and White Album zips right in, and Mad will take the kill with the finger. A nice little rotation there from Mad on the line. Help out White Album to just get that Orchid timing a little bit faster. But I say that it has been a little bit late. Still bot lane. MJZ waits for the Icarus dive, does get away, and now here comes Leo. He wants the focus fire into the shackle, but does he have the damage output this time? He won't have a DD rune, but he will have a Minos. So they'll go in after this Timber with no mana left, but XXS, he is still a very
Where's the
tanky
damage?
boy. It's coming slowly. Power shot out now. XXS has
There
so
it
many
is.
arrows in his back. And Minos, he'll just take it with the Mana Void.
AM, one of the better heroes against Timbersaw as well. Sitting at like 0 out of 1200 mana. Sitting, like, he has a lot of really good mana void targets this game. DP, Storm, Timbersaw, potentially even Lion, but he's never really low on mana to begin with. So, you know, AM is a hero that can take over this game. He has some good matchups, but he has to be very careful. If he ever gets caught up by a Silence or Hex, he's gonna be in trouble.
(13-8). 1 Kano worth lead for Thunder Predator. Leo has gone back for the Maelstrom now, by the way. Just needs that Mithril Hammer up, but is very close. We'll have it after this creep wave.
Yeah, just the most efficient damage item you can get for that price, as well as your scaling tool. Helps you clear creep waves and creep camps that much faster. Smoke up by 4 here. Excluding the
smoke.
AM.
Predator. What's down? They've given it away. Oh, Aster, they are heading down toward that tier 1 bot tower again.
Exorcism is up. We have seen how much damage he dealt last fight.
It did. I think they're just going to hold the triangle. In fact, Leo's found another double damage rune. He's going to go pick that up
Plus
instead.
Maelstrom as well. There's gonna be a lot of damage coming out from this Rune Ranger in the next team fight. Or potentially even Roshan. Yep, he's going straight into the Roche pit. Have to see if Aster can sniff it out, or if it's even in time, even if they sniff it out.
Focus fire and the double damage. It's a very quick process. Of course, the tag team there from Moose as well. And Roshan gone now. 18.5 minutes in. Leo will take it.
Yep. Leo is the guy that will be in the fights right now. AM still wants to split push, so it makes a lot of sense that the AM does not get the Aegis. Good check kill, but no focus fire. Uppercut.
Doesn't matter. They have the damage.
Punch him right in the ribcage. Well, I guess DP doesn't really have one, but what did he punch?
Who knows, Black? Who knows? Top lane. They are going to go in onto Minos. That's a big, big pick off. They got the Orchid. They'll get the kill. White Album. Making use of it immediately.
Yeah, that's kind of what we were hinting at. You know, pre-Manta style, Storm is a really good hero against anti-mage.
How far is the Manta, though? He needs just about 1,000 gold. He's not actually too far off it.
This death, though, setting him back quite a bit. He would have probably had it by now if he didn't die there. Unfortunate death, but still stomachable, I'm sure. Is that even an English word? Who knows? We're creating our own.
Thunder P are moving into that die triangle again. Meanwhile, XXS just split pushing the bot lane. Monet hanging around him. But mid lane, they're looking at Lan M.
Yeah, he's an important kill in those team
Team
fights. He needs to be taken out. Like, he's not very tanky, but he deals a ton of damage. So he should be the main focus here of the Radiant, as well as the Lion, really. Okay, we will need a fast MKB from this troll. Maybe even right after the BKB. Because otherwise this Wind Ranger, who's now going for Aghanim Scepter, is not going to die. Maybe even Bloodthorn on the Storm, you know? But they need one way to pierce that evasion.
I certainly agree with that. Monet, for now, he just wants the BKB up to be able to actually get involved in these team fights. Top lane, Mad. Really playing with fire. They know he's around there. Yeah, they'll make the jump in. He's still hiding, but now they'll see him. Thanks to that creep wave. Icarus dive through, Mad. Can you really juke them out? No, he cannot.
You could almost say Mad is a bit mad that he did that.
Oh.
Ha. Ha.
Any XDs in the chat? Any XDs? Frank, focus fire, Leo, nice shackle. They've got Lan M. Things still going very well. Like Aster, they haven't really found their timing at all yet with this draft. It just feels like Monet, before that BKB, he just can't really do anything. And his team doesn't really want to play without him, it seems like. His bot lane now, XXS. Again, gonna be chased down. Shards are on target. Moose actually blinks right up to the high ground to get a D-ward off instead. We'll force XXS away from that bot lane, at least for a bit.
Now it's gonna be really hard to catch his aim with that Manta style. No blink on Lion yet. Well, he's really the only one that can initiate on him. As you said, Troll does not feel comfortable to fight without his BKB. He will have it in 600 gold, but even then, this Wind Ranger can make quick sushi out of this Troll, who can't fight back.
White Album. He's got Frank. Unray will be enough. In fact, Minos, he jumped in. Shackles again out. Mad, you get the Lion kill, and immediately they are into the tier 2 tower. They're feeling very confident with that Manta pick up from Minos. I don't blame them.
Yeah, that's his power spike. They're making good use of it. Of course, it ages on Wind Ranger. Still a big problem for Aster as well.
TP?
Huh.
It's a 10-second BKB charge gone now for XXS.
Yeah, going BKB on Timber anyways is not an item you usually see. I love it this game though, against both the AM as well as the Pangolier and Wind Ranger. Makes a ton of sense. Maybe we'll even help him to kill that egg in like a high pressure situation.
Perhaps. Aster grouping up in that mid lane. I don't see any smokes on anyone. There's one in Lan M's backpack, but they aren't going to commit yet.
Moose scouting them out.
Get to the high ground. Moose is being very patient.
He has no BKB right now.
His team.
But
he does not, but they won't initiate.
Yeah, be patient, youngster. Oftentimes, patience is your best weapon. That's my advice for all the young people down there.
Were you saying to me, were you calling me youngster, Mr. Black?
No. Oh, dude,
Okay.
You're an ancient man.
Both
in Dota and in age.
Yeah. It's all over for me. My time's up.
Yeah.
Moose. Yeah. Leo. Heading down to the bot lane. Monet is hanging around.
He has to be a bit careful here.
Gonna be there too. That he does. It's a very kind of deep farming area for Monet. Chris dive out, Sunray. Now they are trying to chase him down. Shackles onto Lan M just to hold him while Monet will get focus fired. He pops his own BKB. Mad, he gets the Hex off into the Earth Spike. Monet just wants to run with this BKB. Poor old Mad has been caught again, but they want Lan M first. They want that DP ultimate gone. It's a lot of damage on Moose, but he won't mind for now. They do get the kill. Still onto the Phoenix. They'll get another. MJZ's gone. White Album, how much more can he get done? XXS. Onto Frank, Shackles is there, Minos right in, blows him up. Monet now with the Battle Trance and the Hex out. They'll be able to get Minos. Get the AM. Aster, they kite that very well.
They do. They outplay Thunder Predator quite a bit here, and you can just see this aim. If he ever blinks in on the troll, he pops his ult, his aim is just gone from this game. Like, he needs to make sure he cuts the backline rather than blinking on top of the troll, because it's very risky. Like, if you ever get rooted, you're just gone. Husk and Ranger going in here again.
One album. Zip away, Leo style still going for the shackle, but now the Hex is there, Matt, trying to protect with the snowball in from Moose to save the day, but not for long. They still got Leo style, and now they've got a cherry on top. They found the task. White Album, he'll take both kills for himself.
Going in way too deep here, giving away 2 more freebies. They need to be careful here. Aster recovered quite well. They're now 2k ahead. Previously, Thunder Predator was at 3k. And as I said, like, this troll is going to be a big problem soon. Like, once he gets up all his items here, what is going next for the Basher? His aim will not be able to touch him anymore. It's only the Wind Ranger that can deal with him at this point.
Actually going to be very effective against Minos. And a Predator, they're hanging around that mid tier 1, trying to maybe defend, but it's going to be way too late for that. And Aster more than happy to back off. They got what they came for.
AM building into an Abyssal though. Once that's up, he will be very efficient at just taking out the backline. Like, even the Storm, he did not choose to itemize for a Lincoln Sphere, so the Abyssal Blade is going to be very effective against him as well. Wind Ranger finished the Aghanim Scepter, is pretty much immune now to the Troll Warlord.
MNZ, that's a very interesting position. He will actually blink the other way. Leo is making his way up.
Mad.
They want to fight. Leo going straight in onto LAN, but the silence is out. They've got Minos as well. The Hex from Mad will lock him down, and they get him again. Shackles, focus fire onto LAN. They'll at least get a DP for their trouble, but Aster, they definitely want to fight now. Murs will try to snowball, but it is not looking great for him. White Album,
another triple kill for White
on
Album.
the Storm.
Yeah, it's the second fight in a row where he got one. He's getting absolutely massive. AM dying again. Pretty out of position there. And suddenly Troll overtook him in the net worth chart.
Real big problems here for Thunder Predator. What do you think they need to do? I mean, you look at that graph. That is, that's a large dip.
I mean,
you think they just need to
tough.
calm down a bit, Thunder P?
Calm down for sure, but you know, it might not be like smart team fight anymore at this point. Like, they have a lot of potential for pickoff here with that Blink Dagger on the Tusk. You're gonna see AM getting hexed here out of position. He just gets absolutely blown up. Good zipping by the Storm. Mad with a very good initiation here, and all they lose is a DP. Like, they gladly take the trade any day of the week.
It kind of goes back to what you were talking about, Black. You did mention you'd rather see the AM not kind of blink in first, but just wait it out a bit and go into the back lines. But it does seem like the last 2 team fights, Minos has been the first one in with that blink, and it always kind of ends up not working out as they go in again. Frank now getting very low. They've already got Leo style of moves. He disappears. Onto the Ek they go. MJZ, he will survive. But that's going to be a free Roshan for Aster.
Yeah. It's just, we have seen quite a bit of AM games this tournament where AM just feels like non-factor. And I said it at the start, like, he doesn't have the greatest core matchups here other than Storm. So he's struggling quite a bit to find his footing in this place, or in this game rather, even though he had a pretty free game. Like, AM is not a hero that can really play from behind, and now he's behind the Troll, who is already a counter matchup.
White Album, I mean, he went for this grittier build-up going into the Aghanim Scepter, but it's going to work out at this rate, the way things are going. He's very influential.
I'm a little bit
here
concerned
from White
also for the Wind Ranger here. He had a magnificent game earlier on, right? But the last 2-3 team fights, he couldn't really do a whole lot. Like, even though he has his Aghanim Scepter, his focus fire is getting interrupted quite nicely, and he just can't stay on a target.
A massive problem here. Then Aster looking very good for game 1. Monet going back for the Basher. He actually chose to go for the SNY first. Makes enough sense. The Basher just seemingly unnecessary at the moment.
Yeah,
even has that Paladin sword you love to talk about.
Yep. I mean, this Troll is gonna be an absolute nightmare to deal with. With the Saint Yasher, and then soon to be the Basher on top of that. Well, once he gets to Abyssal Blade, he'll just blow up anybody he jumps on.
Okay. They found out Mad, but they are going to jump in anyway. White Albert, who do you go for? Nerds, Walrus punches him down. He'll BKB and zip away. Frank, trying to get a Rolling Thunder out. Still going in again. Lan M forced to BKB himself. That's going to be it. They did not find the initiation, Aster. Back off, get a reset, and maybe go back next time.
Post 5 DP actually finished a BKB already. That's kind of silly. That early triple kill really set him off to a very good start. And now, it kind of feels that this DP is another core, you know? Can't just blow him up, and he's going to deal a ton of damage in team fights too.
That he is. What do you do about this if you're Thunder P? I mean, it's 7K worth of a net worth deficit now for this Radiant side. Aster really giving it to him so far.
Feels like Asnode has too many targets to focus. Like, they need to kill the Storm, they need to kill the DP, they need to kill the Troll, the Lion. Like, they're all priority targets, but you have to choose. You only have so many abilities to really go through all of them.
Aster, they're still smoked up as 3.
AM picked up a BKB
across
now.
the map. Might be good timing. He's going to have it in time for this team fight when it does break out. Smoke will break Moose. He will break it on XXS. Sunray already out. Now MND again jumping in. Minos, that is a dangerous way to do it, but he does blow one up. XXS is gone. Monet could not hold down the AM. Instead, we'll get Moose, and now Lan M has gone a little bit too far himself, but White Album will zip in right back after that.
He's all alone, his team left.
He is not dying.
Okay, he had enough mana to get out. Slight miscommunication there, it looked like. His entire team was disengaging while he was zipping in. But he ended up not going down. So, no flame from us.
Indeed. Still a
you started AM,
very
though,
confident
right?
smoker.
As soon as he popped Battle Trance, that AM died like in a matter of seconds. Well, it didn't really die. He had to leave the fight in like 1 second, even though he popped BKB. And now the Troll is a basher. So next time you get a lucky bash, his AM is gone.
It's a big problem. They really haven't found an answer towards it yet. You haven't got any Halberd carriers right now on the side of Thunder Predator. You haven't really got anything else to stop him apart from the, the shackles, the snowballs, maybe even the Rolling Thunder. Really nothing in the way of just directly countering the Troll.
Yeah, at least through his BKB. The only thing they have is a punch right now. I would love to maybe see Aghanim Scepter at some point on his Tusk, just to kind of kick away the Troll during his BKB. Because once this Troll BKB is down, they will have quite an abundance of ways of dealing with him.
Another
smoke up here.
Aster.
Yeah.
That's 5. Move
Aghanim
in.
Scepter picked up on the Storm.
Leo, he sees it, but a zip in. White Album, he's got the Vortex, but the Wind Run was popped in time, and now the Snowball moves. Gonna save the day. Turning back around with the Walrus Punch, Rolling Thunder going on. Monet, BKB Battle Trance, not really doing too much, but he does at least kill off the Tusk. They'll get moves, but that's about it. Not quite what they wanted.
Just a +4 traded here. And yeah, he was hoping for a lucky bash on the anti-mage with the Battle Trance. Did not happen. So it looked a bit silly running after the Pango there. But not far enough out of position to be able to be taken down by Thunder Predator here. Going into the MKB next on Troll. So he just wants to be able to kill that Wind Ranger. Who is really the biggest problem for him? Like, once the Wind Ranger is gone, this Troll will be the king of the game.
You are getting to that point, though, where you're going to have the Abyssal Blade on Minos. And he's getting fairly close. In fact, he's TP'd over to the triangle again. I'm pretty sure he wants to pick up the Vanguard to finish it off. And there you go. And that could be somewhat problematic for this Troll.
Definitely. I mean, he's going to focus on killing the supports and the Storm first. But the Troll will definitely have a lot more problems now fighting him.
White Album, going to break the smoke. He zipped in, but zips right back out. Act in with the silence. On
He's out of mana.
Going to save for now. XXS. Shackle. Going to be there. Doesn't really latch onto a tree. Mad comes in now with Lan M, but the Rolling Thunder out from Frank. Egg committed. They have already blown up 2. Leo is down with Murs, and Minos going to move in. Does blow Mad up. But that's it. Frank.
And Leo's that also died.
He's going to make it.
Frank makes it out barely. Yeah, they had a little fight there on the side, the Anti-Mage versus Troll, which Anti-Mage did not look too happy with. Had to leave like a little puppy. tail between his legs.
Why would you even say that, Black? Why would you compare the man to a little puppy?
Not the man, but the anti-mage in face of Troll.
Ah. What's your
Yeah.
favorite hero, Black? Why would you do that?
It
to
is my
Anti-Mage?
favorite hero, but you know that's also why I know that at this point in the game, there's not a whole lot he can do, unfortunately.
Bounce out. He's gonna Manta it off.
Yeah. So really, AM's job now is jump the backline, kill the line, potentially the DP, maybe the Storm if you get lucky, and leave the Troll to the Wind Ranger. Because otherwise, if you ever fight him, you get bashed, and the backline is not dead, then your team is gonna pay the price for that.
Yeah, so I just feel like they just need to not make any mistakes, and things will go.
Yeah, just
pretty
don't make any
smoothly for
mistakes,
them.
guys. That's how you win Dota.
Stop it, Black. How dare you? Moves. Gonna move in. XXS chains forward.
Troll, now the MKB, so Wind Ranger is in a lot of danger if he ever gets on top of her.
Dire are scanning.
Want more damage on Monet to boot. And Monet, does he want to wait for his own Abyssal Blade? It does feel like they are very strong. He has queued up the Abyssal.
It will all come down to the initiation. Like, if Aster gets a really good Storm initiation or Line initiation, they'll take the fight quite easily, and vice versa. If they can burst the priority targets of Aster, the fight should be quite easy for Thunder Predator too. At this point, it's all about who goes first and on what target.
Gonna wrap around the Dire jungle. Aster. I run into Moose. Now he's gonna walk the other way. And smoke not really gonna lead to much. Aster kind of hoping somebody goes to farm that top wave, but nobody's showing up.
Yeah, Roshan back in 20, so that will be the next point of contention rather. Minos pushing out the bot lane to prepare for that. Tier 4 items also just arrived, but they don't have a single one yet on the Radiant side. They need to farm up those Ancients, maybe get lucky.
Zip in. They are looking to blow up MJZ, and they do. Very quickly with that finger.
Oh, Spell Prism here right away. The best Tier 4 item in the game found by Radiant, plus the Penta-Edge Sword also for the AM. Getting some really good drops here.
Spell Prism is pretty nice to have for sure. They've given that over to Leo style, so his cooldown's much shorter, and with the Academ Scepter and 2 charges of Wind Run, you can basically permanently Wind Run now as Leo style. But the thing is, like you said, the MKB is already up for Monet, so it's not going to have as much impact as it used to. To Aster. Get out the Roche shards. Block Roshan in. Another smoke
smoke
out
up
Aster.
here.
They want to try and go take a fight. Couriers are going to scan out the
All the
pits.
couriers
They
are coming
can't just
in.
start the Roshan again. Every single one. XXS will chain forward onto Frank. They'd love to get started with this Pango. He does have an Aeon disc now. I get it.
Yeah, no way to burst him down through an Aeon disc. AM posturing aggressively.
Start.
Rolling Thunder.
Dumps immediately in onto the Troll. Monet is completely out of mana. He's still going to try and fight. The Snowball is there. They have
The
so
Troll.
much control, and they will kill off Monet. The Troll is gone. Minos, he makes it happen, but now White Albert, he's going to try and turn this one around. Lan M already falling low. They're trying to get Frank back on the AM, but Lan M, he's going to die. On the Predator, they want more. They see XXS.
Run away,
It's going to be just
disengage.
fine, but the Roshan's the way of the Radiant.
That should be a super fast Roche as well. And as we said, it's all about initiation. They jump the Troll before he gets BKB off. And he just gets blown up immediately. Without Troll, there's no way in hell he can win any fight. And it was completely one-sided. I never expected the fight to go this bad for Dire here. They have to be much more careful with their positioning. Now, Aegis Cheese up.
And Refresher.
And Refresher shot. Probably for the Phoenix. Potentially the Pangolier.
I didn't think that was going to work out for Minos, but just draining the mana of Monet. He didn't even bother trying to pop his BKB. He had no mana. He had no way of recovering that mana.
Yeah,
it was a very easy time as soon as Monet was dead.
I mean, as soon as Monet is dead, like half of the damage output is gone. Like DP, sure, but at this point, it's not really the DP that deals the damage anymore. E-Blade now picked up on the anti-mage, just to make sure you can kite troll a little bit. I like it quite a bit. And now the Daedal is queued up on AM, bringing out all the strange items.
See, Minos' build's got Black's approval. Always good.
Of course.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Every build is good on anti-mage. There's no bad item on him. Don't at me though.
That is a complete lie. So mid lane, zip in, right in onto the Pango. Frank, the Aeon Disc is going to save him.
Boy, he's so
Down to
fast!
jump in immediately onto the Storm. Minos just trying to get the biggest target. They won't quite kill White Album yet. XXS trying to save the day. Frank rolling through. Minos, he's
Aegis
quite
pop.
low. Does lose the Aegis. Monet, focus fire there from Leo. Gonna be enough. Aster, they
Good
do
fight.
get the Aegis at least.
Yeah,
That'll be enough for
to get
them.
an Aegis. Next time, if AM dies again, he won't have that. So definitely a very good fight here for Aster. And they have to make absolutely sure that this troll is protected. Like he needs to get his BKB off, he needs to get his battle trance off in order for them to win any sort of fight here. Have you seen that Wind Ranger with Shadow Blade as well as Wind Run? I think he had like something silly close to 900 MS. Like he was speeding around like a madman.
900.
Yeah,
Seems
very
seems
balanced.
very balanced.
I know. Maybe he'll do it again.
Let's hope so.
Oh, there it is. Oh, he didn't Wind Run. Oh,
Unfortunate.
disappointing.
Unfortunate.
I'm sure we'll get to see it again. Timeless ready. Now picked up for the
items
Storm.
now pop up.
Yeah. Perfect item for him.
Aster still being very patient. Monet very close to the Abyssal Blade, but it will leave with no buyback gold if he does buy it out now.
I think you just go all in.
Structures
Like,
are fortified.
you need to have the Abyssal Blade for fighting power. You need to be able to jump on top of the Wind Ranger. He's a big problem, and you're pretty much the only one who can deal with her at this point. And just popped. With that flamethrower, it's such a weird addition. He just like start burning trees.
Jump in, XXS. Force the blink away, now the zip in, but the start
Stronger cut
immediate
out.
White Album. He is dead. Minos, he gets through the HP pool. Monet, he already battle tranced. They can't buy back on the Storm. Minos, he's got a double kill already, and they're just kiting Aster around this team fight. Pain forward, XXS, he still wants to fight, but the stun is there. He's running very low on mana now. LANM will chase down Moose. The Glimmer, however, to save the day, and Minos, he is not done. He's just trying to find another target, but he's
still
going
has
to come back
Cheese.
in, but there's your egg now out. Cheese 8 by the AM, and the shackles on LANM is going to mean he's gone. They want to keep going. Can't blame them.
Can't find anything though. Another really well executed team fight by Thunder Predator here. Finding that Storm without Lincoln Sphere. Like, you need a Lincoln Sphere as Storm against an anti-mage pretty much every game, but he chose not to go for one. Has it queued up now, but it's probably a bit too late. Gets caught up before his BKB. AM just completely blows him up. And that's why it's considered one of the better matchups.
What can I do in return?
Such a tough game for Aster to win from this point on here. They just have so much mobility on Radiant. Like, literally every hero of theirs has at least one mobility spell. Matt jumping in.
He's in with the Hex, but there's your Abyssal out again. Minos just going straight after the line. Look at the
That
damage
damage!
out on Monet, but he's got at least the root out, but it's not enough. Monet's gone. Leo goes straight after XXS. They're trying to kill off Minos, but he's just not dying. He is right out of there. Shackles, not going to land, but they have so many stuns with Frank. XXS still being baited towards the AM. I guess he really has no choice. He'll just die. And Thunder Predator is suddenly going high ground. Unless White Album can make a miracle happen, but quite hard by himself.
Yeah, AM is now at unstoppable territory, and they're going
T4s.
straight for the tier 4s. Monet has to buy back right away.
What's the buyback? Oh, they found the storm.
Storm caught
however.
out again. No
White
buyback.
Album.
Dire's middle barracks are under
Oh boy,
It might
White
just be
Album.
GG here.
It may just be 2 versus 5. At least 40 seconds before Mad is back up on the line at least. The Predator, they're going to play it safe. They'll try to go for the Megas.
Yeah, this time not going for the throne, going for the Megas. And there's nothing those two heroes can do by themselves. They'll just have to watch and see. If they step up like a little bit too far, AM is going to jump them with the Abyssal Blade. And they're gone. Stay back, guys. Stay back. Maybe they'll get one more chance at this game.
is under attack.
Very careful, Aster. They have to watch their buildings just fall before their eyes. Very tough stuff. No chance of being able to defend this final lane of barracks.
Yeah, Wind Ranger is too big. Anti-Mage is too big. No way for Aster to stop them at this point. Like, it's just much easier for Thunder Predator to find a good initiation because, as I said, like all of the heroes have some sort of mobility. It's very hard for heroes like Lion and Timbersaw, even Death Prophet, to really be able to do a whole lot about it.
What do you do if you're Aster? How do you get back into this game now? How do you come back from the Megas? Well, in fact, hold that thought. They're going to go in. Onto the task
Rapier
moves.
time.
He will survive. Minos
Anti-Mage.
going in by himself. He's blinking into the Dire base. That's not your home, so but Leo style. He's already got Land M. It committed.
Huh. 25%
The Wind
cooldown
Waker
reduction
out.
talent, by the way. Plus Spell Prism. Focus Fire on an 18 seconds cooldown. Sounds good.
Oh. That makes enough sense. It's like you're just right-clicking, right? But
Yeah,
at
same
max
thing.
attack speed.
Yeah, I mean, why not? 400% attack speed boost permanently? That sounds pretty good.
Sounds like value to me.
It is still
Props to
quite
Frank, by the
defensive
way.
here on Thunder Predator. Perhaps waiting for the next Roche?
Perhaps. Or just waiting for an opening. It's still very respectful.
Running in circles here. It's like the vultures, you know, circling around you before they attack. Just running around the base, left and right,
look at
up
Frank.
and down.
Look at Frank showing off his Wind Waker.
And taunting a little bit, yeah. Mental warfare is half the battle. If you're inside the head,
It's a
you know.
Chad move
very
for
important
Frank
tool.
for sure. So Aster.
You're not going anywhere.
Thank you very much for the sound effects again, Black. Very surprised
my
nobody's
pleasure.
reached out to give you a new job in, some kind of sound effect business.
Perhaps they
You're
have,
very talented.
but I'm on
Oh, they
a
have.
non-disclosure agreement here, so sorry, I can't disclose any information.
Fair enough.
We just have to
Can't wait
wait
to
and
hear the
see.
announcement.
Mhm.
So the vultures continue to circle the Dire base. Aster, they will hold for now. It's hard to imagine any game-changing items here. Like Monet, he's trying to go for a satanic, but it doesn't really feel good enough.
It does not. If you're behind 26k, like you need some sort of rapier level of item. Like I feel like satanic, sure sounds good on paper, you need some lifesteal, but in reality really like you need to kill people as soon as you get on top of them. And only a rapier helps you do that. And, yeah,
Is
as
that
you said,
Roshan?
can't really see much that Aster can really itemize into here. Could help them a whole lot. The Lincoln Sphere on Storm would be a really big pickup, but I don't think he can farm 2,000 gold in the next 2 minutes. And now the next Roshan has everything. Aegis, Cheese, Axe, Refresher Shot. Who takes the Aghanims? Tusk.
Good
Alright,
to
I love
lose.
it. Yeah,
Give him
now
a
he has to kick. Troll BKBs, focuses the target, kick him away. Right where it hurts. And we all know where that is.
Where, Black?
I can't tell you that. You have to find out yourself. I can show you when we meet. Don't worry.
Smoke up, Thunder Predator. go in. XXS really the only one on the front lines. They do go though. Bash, Earth Spike is there on the AM. Maybe they have the control, but no.
Waker.
The Wind Waker saving the day. Now Leo Star with the focus fire onto XXS. Rolling Thunder committed by Frank. Forcing the BKBs out from Aster. Minos still positioning very, very confidently. He'll go onto Mad, but now the Vortex. It's an AoE Vortex
Nice
into a
impale.
big Earth Spike with the Snowball. The Snowball again from Moose. Gonna not allow them
Wind
to
Waker.
get anything done. The Wind Waker out, everything being used up. They just can't kill anyone. They'll get the Aegis at least, but that was the battle trance being used up on Monet. He's still gonna try, but now Minos, he's back in the team fight, right back onto that troll, and Monet's dead. XXS trying to go back home, back to the fountain, but it is way too far away, and the GG has been called. Thunder Predator pull off game one.
Yeah. And Frank played that last team fight pretty well.
Hi, this is Lorenzo from Dota Pro Games. On this channel, every day, we upload Dota games from pros like Arteezy, Paparazzi, Miracle, and many more. If you want to play like them and understand their secrets, consider subscribing to this channel. You will increase MMR in no time. Also, liking this video is free and will help me bring you more and more content. Enjoy the game. Thanks.
That was... Yeah.
You
Here
could-
with
you
the
could
Lizard
s-
Gods.
Yeah, you could see us smiling quite a lot here.
Yeah, we
laughing,
were
yeah.
laughing. We really enjoyed that.
Mhm.
But he was right, because Frank did play really, really well that game. I think the whole team of Thunder Predator played really well, and that means that Thunder Predator is one game away from making a top 8 here at the Major, and therefore taking home prize money and DPC points, while Aster is actually on the flip side of that. They are one game away from not getting anything.
I really understand what's happening now with the SA. It's the mental warfare. And these Chinese players, man, they're not accustomed to the level of ganks that you get on the mid lane.
Yes.
White Album, he solo kills the Wind Ranger, then gets ganked like 4 times by the Tusk. He was tilted the whole game. This is not White Album
Yeah.
Storm Spirit.
And it's not like something new just specific to this game. It's every game. That is the Moose way of Dota. Most teams are putting Tusk into that like 5 position role even. Moose is like, no. Any hero that roams, that ganks mid, that grabs runes, that's mine. And the way he and Leostar played together was amazing.
It's really about the way he approaches mid lane as well. You sometimes you see him, but you don't really expect that movement to come your way because you see him, and then when he's there, it's way too late. You're just gone because he's either on the Tusk or the Earth Spirit. Overall, throughout the game, that isn't the only lane where it was broken down. Thunder Predator laned really well, but played after the lanes in a pretty convincing manner. They did make a couple of mistakes here and there. Aster did come back at one point, but the items from Thunder Predator to answer the troll were magnificent. Pango with the A on disc, E-Blade on the Anti-Mage. Meanwhile, the items on Aster, no Lincolns on Storm versus AM.
Yeah, I think when we look at the lanes, we have to mention also the top lane, that Anti-Mage off lane together with the Phoenix worked out. Well, it started out thinking like, oh, this is a bit rough, but it ended up working out quite well, Gods.
Yeah, I mean, AM wasn't like that, top free farming, untouched kind of carry, but as far as the game went, the lane went well enough. He wasn't getting crushed. He was getting a decent amount of the lane, and then his teammates were able to create space for him so that he could free farm, so that he could be that top net worth carry in the game.
He had like a 14-minute Battle Fury. At the same time, mid lane had a very good start.
14-minute BKB Javelin.
Javelin BKB, 14 minutes, yeah.
I think he must be saying some farm records on Wind Ranger. He was so far ahead of everyone in the game.
He was like 4,
For
5,
sure.
1 in kills as
Yeah.
well. It's true, you could see some mistakes coming from Minos here in the mid game, trying to jump that backline when Troll is nearby. The moment he jumps, Troll activates his ulti, he's dead. And it happened once, I believe, maybe twice, and they adjusted immediately. He had that Manta, he had E-Blade to jump out of it. Later on, even Wind Waker on Pango in case he gets rooted to save him.
You mentioned one power spike that Aster had, Lizard. I think we can break that down to the BKBs coming online for them. That's when they started looking like, okay, they got a little bit of a fighting chance, right?
The BKBs, also on that Prophet, the BKB Lanham at some point felt extremely difficult to deal with. A little bit concerned about Mad in this particular game. He had
Yeah.
definitely better performances.
It's tough because the heroes he's playing against, all these heroes that can kind of catch and jump on him, but end of the day, that's most games. You're not going to have this free game as a fourth position where you can sit back, use all your spells. They made it tough.
Lion, for me, in high-level Dota is extremely difficult to play.
Yeah.
Like, it really is, because...
Positioning, positioning.
Exactly. And you have one Blink Dagger to allow you to do everything that you need to do. And if you do go too deep, you're just dead afterwards.
Yeah.
You can't show yourself in the laning stage as well, because in the lane, I mean, because you're just gone.
It's very different to the Phoenix we've seen play a lot, because that's a hero that you have the dive, you have the escapes, you can make plays if you are slightly out of position.
Yeah. Same with Tusk. Snowball, blink out, easy life.
Yeah. Easy life. Well, he makes it look easy. It's not that easy. Good luck in your pubs for sure. I want to hear from you guys. Do you think the MVP should be of this game? Because we're talking highly about Wind Ranger. Obviously, Leostel doing really well. Moose has been the MVP time and time again for us.
If Moose was time and time again,
it's Leo style.
It's Leo style?
I think regardless of Moose, it's Leo style. He started on this game. He was running around making plays. He ruined the Timbers game. He was 2k net worth ahead of the Storm Spirit. He had I think most damage on his team were very similar to the anti-mage.
There is one thing that happened. He did die solo to the Storm Spirit, 1-on-1, which is a big thing for
It's a team game,
Yeah.
though.
But
He
it's a
can
team game.
rely
Exactly.
on his teammates. Also, he has a really cool name.
Yeah.
So
I don't
helps.
mind that, because that's kind of his playstyle, where he's going off trying to make plays by himself, and sometimes it's going to backfire, you know.
Yep.
That's kind of like his SA flair in the mid lane. He's playing that kind of high risk, but it never really feels high risk. It's very calculated.
Throughout the game, it did backfire a couple of times when they're trying to just go head in first with Tusk and Wind Ranger. When they didn't have BKBs, they just die, but most of the time they had those BKBs, and then it is very safe.
Yeah, before the series started, we were maybe a little worried to see if Thunder Predator was thrown off their balance a little bit by their loss yesterday against Secret, but this first game proves that they are definitely not shaken at all, and they're looking strong. We're going to find out if they can, of course, repeat that performance in Game 2, or if Aster can force the third game out of this best-of-3 elimination series. Before we go to the break, though, it's time to talk about one of our sponsors, and I want to talk about commercials before we do that, because I know there's a lot of people that are missing out. There are some really good commercials happening here in Singapore. If you want to get them, by the way, you should do that anyway. You should watch on YouTube, because that's when you get the 4K stream, but you also get the better commercials, because I want to talk about Doggo, Arteezy,
Toenail,
Kaya
Seb,
Abudanda, and Kaya Seb. Yeah, it's so good. Set actually, but it's Seb. I don't know why nobody else ever came up with Toenail.
It's so
Is it
clever.
just me?
I don't know. The commercials here are literally content. Like
Yes.
it's not really just a commercial.
Whenever OG play in the future, if they're doing well, it's No-Toe, and they're doing badly, it's Toenail.
Yes, I'm gonna keep that one too. Also, the whole production crew here is clapping along every time the Shopee commercials on. But I know there's a lot of people on Twitch that might not have heard that one. So again, you're missing out. But in this case, the Toenail commercial with Doggo and Kaya Set and Abu Dendi and RTC is for DBS. And right now, if you have a DBS or a POCB card, you can get a 10% discount on the One Esports merch shop. So make sure to check that out. It is shop.oneesports.gg if I'm correct, and I am, no, let's not
As you
finish
always
that
are,
sentence.
Shaver.
No. I'm very humble, very humble. We're gonna take a quick break, but when we're back, it is time for Thunder Predator versus Aster, Game 2.